What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our tutorial world, and in our last tutorial I showed you how to make a cocoa bean farm. I decided to take it one step further today, and we're actually going to make a miniature sort of farm that is purposely made just to make the most useless food in the game, which is the cookie. So as you can see here, it's all set up. All that you do, actually, let me make sure that everything's fully grown first so we can see what sort of harvest we get. Let's just do that. Make sure everything's grown. I've only just built this, so I was waiting for it to actually grow before recording. And you. And you. And it works pretty much on the same principle as our cocoa bean farm, with the pistons pushing everything from left to right. So we just press our button, it harvests the entire lot. Now before we go collecting it, let me go throw the rest of this stuff out of my inventory, just so we know how much we get. There we go. And let's go collect our reward. So we get a stack and a half of cocoa beans, 36 wheat. Let's just see how many cookies we can make out of that. So over 2 sacks of cookies per harvest, which is pretty good. But yeah, let's jump straight into it and I'll show you how to make it. It's very, very simple to actually make. Let's put all of that back on our hotbar. What you want to do first of all is just get your pistons lined up. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of your normal pistons. And then you want 13 gaps in between. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then we want our other 4 just there. So they're all lined up nicely. And then you want your redstone building block, which is my blue concrete. And then you just want to do 4 blocks behind each line of them pistons. And then you want to go up by 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then replicate it on the other side with your 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then you get your other pistons and then just put them up. And then we can get rid of them. So we're just placeholders to lay them pistons up. And then another quick and easy trick, because we need to lay our half slabs, just do columns either side of your 4 blocks behind the pistons. So your scaffolding block of choice. Mine's usually netherrack. 2, 3, 4. And then with the half slabs, what you want to do is that this middle layer, not that height. Did I go up wrong? No, I didn't. So it should just be like that. There we go. I've only just built it, so yeah, it's still a little bit fresh in my memory. But you need that little sort of shape, sort of like a 5 on a domino, and you get rid of your scaffolding blocks either side. So straight across the middle, you want them 2 in the middle, and then 1 up above next to each of them pistons, and then 1 down below just down there. And then you want some repeaters just behind where them 4 pistons are. Get rid of our scaffolding blocks. And then you want your 4 repeaters also over here. Redstone dust, just running up. And then you actually want it going on top of these pistons. And then the same again for this side. Like so. Now that is pretty much the redstone behind it. But what you actually want to do is then come out 2 from here and dig a 2 deep trench. This is going to be hiding our power line that actually activates it. Make sure I don't go too far. And this one will come up 2 blocks behind the actual repeaters there. You want to do the same for this side over here. And then you want to run your redstone. And then bring it up just to about here. And then actually we want to go like so. And then the exact same for the other side. 4. And then run it down. Now we can lay our dirt and our jungle wood. I completely forgot what wood it was there. Now with the dirt, you just want to do 10 along. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is obviously where we're going to be planting our wheat. And then we want our jungle wood, which is over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. And all the way to the end there. This can actually then come out 2 further to our full 12. But this bottom section here, I'm choosing to use orange terracotta. I was going to say orange clay. And that is purely because it sort of matches the build and it ties in nicely to everything, the whole colour scheme. So yeah, so we've got 2 layers there, and the reason that this is not dirt is because when the pistons shift, if the dirt is tilled, if it goes underneath a block, it will become untilled and you'll just end up with flat bits of dirt along this bit here, which is not what we want. So it's better off just to have it as your building block of choice, mine in this case being terracotta. And then you want to come 6 along, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is where our button's going to be going, so you want to actually break these 2 bits here. And then you want to get your observer blocks, and then actually face them into the actual redstone dust. So if you can see, you've got the little hitbox of redstone dust. If you just aim at the side of it, it will then face into it. And then we can cover that up, put our button of choice. Oh yeah, it's going to be a stone button in this case. I'm fairly sure you should be able to activate it with a pressure plate if you really wanted to, but yeah. Now on this right hand side, everything's a little bit messed up at the moment, don't worry about that. So just want to break that there, put in a repeater on 2 ticks. Now hopefully when we press it, it should sort itself out. There we go. Now because we're using the observers to send the actual 1 tick pulse, it will activate twice when the redstone gets turned on and then when the redstone gets turned off. So it will shake twice and harvest everything, but that's no problem whatsoever. Now that is literally all of the redstone behind this build. So you can hide all of this underneath your ground. And then like so. And then the rest of it is pretty much just cosmetics. The whole mechanics behind it is now all fully done, and you saw how simple it is. It's not resource intensive whatsoever. It's just a fun little build to do. But in this case, I'm going to be using the orange terracotta. Now you want to leave a 1 wide gap behind the dirt, because obviously that is where we're going to be needing some water to keep our tilled soil hydrated. So just like that, make sure that's all filled in, and then we can cover that all up. And then like so. And like so. And then just along the top here, I'm choosing to have some glowstone just to keep it all lit up, to avoid any mob spawns, and it actually helps the stuff grow quicker. Like I said, all of this afterwards is pretty much just cosmetic. And then I'm using red sandstone steps because it actually ties in very nicely with the colour combo of the orange terracotta. So like so, I've actually built that 1 further in than it needed to be, but what we can do is move this back just by 1, do that. So you can actually have your button wherever you want as long as it activates that bit of redstone dust in between the observers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I did do it right in the first place. I just done the stairs a little bit too far along. There we go. Because we want to cover that all up. I don't like the look of the pistons, so obviously all of this can be hidden behind your wall. And then we just want to frame it. Once again, all of this is cosmetic. And then from here, let's put a couple of little crafting benches in, just so that we've got somewhere to craft our cookies. And then we can till the soil. Like so. And before I plant it all, that is pretty much it, all done and dusted. Just to indicate that it's our little cookie shop. Throw a cookie and item frame either side. And then yeah, so then when you press the button, everything will shift twice, and then it's all ready for planting again. So we'll get our seeds, we'll get our cocoa beans, plant it all up. Like so. Now, why you'd want to build one of these in your world? If you like having cookies at hand, they're like the worst possible food choice, but I thought it's a fun little build to do. And after we've done our cocoa bean farm, I thought a more convenient way of making cookies, should you want to make them, would to have a little cookie station like this. It doesn't take up much room. You don't actually have to have it. This is the maximum length that you can have it. And that is purely because pistons can only push 12 blocks at any one point. So yeah, you can actually have it as small as you want. You can have it like a little 5 wide one and just bring this redstone mechanics forward and it will still work the exact same. The only thing is that you've got to make sure that one side of the pistons pushing has to have that repeater on 2 ticks. If I remember where we put it, it's over here, isn't it? Just there. So this 2 tick delay on this side, that makes sure that this one kicks out afterwards, making sure that the dirt always ends up in the same spot. But yeah, that's that all done and dusted. Very quick tutorial today for you, for a very probably pointless but a fun little build and something nice to have in your world should you wish to make cookies. But yeah, that's going to do it for me today. Hopefully you've enjoyed this tutorial. Whoa, too much of a close-up. If it's your first time to the channel, please consider subscribing for future Minecraft tutorials and Minecraft content alike, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next one. Bye bye.